If you're using Canvas quizzes, but you have one or more students who have disability accommodations for extended time on exams, and you need to configure your quiz in Canvas to allow for that, these are the steps you'll need to follow. 2 quick caveats before we get started. First, I'm demonstrating this in a demo course, and the student enrollments are fake students. So just wanted to put that out there for FERPA-related issues. The second is that I'm going to be showing you classic quizzes in Canvas. So if you are using new quizzes, you're going to need to use a different set of instructions. So first thing you need to do is go into your Canvas course and then click the quizzes link in your navigation menu and locate your quiz for the exam. So my quiz is already created here. So we see right now it's not currently published. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this exam. And I'm going to hit edit. And then I'm going to scroll down and look at some of the settings. Now, my students have 120 minutes to finish this exam. So the general population of my students has 2 hours to finish this exam. And the due date for this exam is June 8th at 3 p.m. because I'm going to have them take this exam in our regularly scheduled exam time from 1 to 3 p.m. So the due date is June 8th at 3 p.m. and the quiz right now is available from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., which is our exam period. But if I have students who need extended time on exams, maybe they need an additional hour to complete their exams, this is only allowing the quiz to be available for 2 hours, which means if students need 3 hours to take the exam, this is not going to work for them. So the first thing I'm going to do is give them some more time here in the assign field. So I'm going to click add. And I'm going to go to the Assign To field. And when I click into that field, I can actually have access to my student list. So let's say Jenny and Michelle and Miriam all need to have extra time on the exam. I can give them a separate due date if I want, or I can give them a separate available window if I want. So let's say I still want it to be due on June 8th, and maybe I want it to be due by 4 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. to allow them for an additional hour. And let's say I want to give it to them available starting at 1 p.m., just like the rest of my students, 1 p.m., and I want it to be available until June 8th at 4 p.m. So I'll go ahead and insert the time frame here for these students so that they can have extra time, their extra 1 hour on the exam. So I can go ahead and hit save. Now, before we go along to the next step that's needed for giving these students extra time, we do need to publish the quiz. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit publish. Once it's published, this moderate this quiz function pops up. So now I'm going to click moderate this quiz. So now I can come back and I can go to the students who need that extra time. So we know that Miriam and Jenny and Michelle need extra time. So I'm going to click those 3 boxes and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and it's going to say change extensions for these 3 students. So I'm going to select this and it says extensions for 3 students, extra attempts. So they don't get any extra attempts. Everyone just gets 1 attempt, but they're going to get an additional 60 minutes for their attempt. So everyone gets 120 minutes, but these 3 students get an extra 60 minutes. So there's some additional settings if I want, but I can hit save. So now it should show us that Miriam, Jenny, and Michelle each get an extra 60 minutes on their exam. So now we know that for the final exam, all of these students are going to have the exam available, but the 3 students with disability accommodations are going to have an extra hour to complete their exam. This is the necessary steps to make sure that your students can get that extra time that they need.